For our final award of the evening, our final award is the annual award for Best Play, which this year we are very happy to award to the Signature Theatre Company's production of Horton Foote's The Orphan's Home Cycle. And to give that award, we are delighted to have with us the subject of next year's Signature Theatre season, Mr. Tony Kushner.
Happy birthday, Mr. Simon. Sei gesund. At one of the 17 intermissions during the marathon performance we attended, I said to my husband, Mark, that I couldn't help but envy Horton Foote's luck. Whatever talent is, he was gifted by whoever dispenses it with a superabundance of its prime variety. I had just seen his children, led by his spectacularly talented daughter, Hallie, speak about their father at a Signature Theatre benefit with such wit, intelligence, and deep adoration. So Horton obviously did a good job with the kids. He wasn't the Cronus a lot of great writers seem to have been. And he lived a very long time, which is not in itself enviable, but the way Horton's biology cooperated is enviable indeed. To the end of his long and honorable and inestimably worthy and worthwhile, valuable life, he was capable of writing beautifully, deeply, sharply, precisely, truly. To which Mark annoyingly responded that it wasn't the luck that was enviable, or probably Mark said it wasn't the luck that was admirable. I said enviable, he said admirable, and there you have the reason why I married him and the mystery of why he married me. Mark said it's not primarily Horton's luck that's admirable, it was his work ethic. It's the awesome labor and the equally awesome love of laboring evident in the sheer size of his body of work, in his unimpeachably, and for most of us, unreachably high standards. Did he ever write a bad play? I haven't read it if he did. Which Horton reached for and attained over and over again. The last time I saw Horton, in fact, he was working. Mark and I went to a performance late in the run at 59 East 59th Street of Dividing the Estate, splendidly directed by one of Horton's most recent colleagues, Michael Wilson, a kind of Bolito to Horton's Verdi. And there was Horton, in the audience, a pad of yellow paper on his lap, taking notes for rewrites. The expression on his face, as he wrote, seemed simultaneously intent and open, strugglingly productive, satisfied with dissatisfaction. Horton's plays seem to me a part of the groundwork, the bedrock and seedbed of American dramatic literature. They're protean plays, a distillation like Chekhov's of the pure, undiluted essence of what narrative playwriting can accomplish. Every once in a while, a playwright finds himself in the slightly uncomfortable and oddly pleasurable position of saying thank you to a drama critic. It's rare, but it happens. It's rarer to say it to a whole room full of critics, but that's my position today. Thank you for choosing to honor The Orphan's Home Cycle. It's a breathtaking, unique play, a dramatic odyssey across several generations of a profoundly intimate, devastating sorrow, the consequence of private failings and public exigencies. It's both a grand epic and an inwardly directed tragedy of irrecoverable loss. And in its breadth, its vast generosity, its author's manifest confidence amounting to a tremendous act of faith in the generosity, passionate commitment, and let's face it, the Sitzfleisch of his audience, in the play's hard-earned, precisely and specifically detailed, courageous, unblinkered, and concrete hopefulness. The Orphan's Home Cycle is a kind of high romance, providing its audience with a shared experience of time as the medium through which irrecoverable losses and their calamitous consequences may be redeemed, through time and through an act of public remembrance, a last act, as it turned out, of a great playwright gathering up and publicly assembling the tale of who and what it cost to give us the man capable of writing it. As it turns out, we're the lucky ones. It's my great pleasure and an honor to present the New York Drama Critics Circle Award for Best Play to The Orphan's Home Cycle. Accepting the award is the playwright's daughter, the great Hallie Foote.
here from a Critics Circle for honoring my father, Horton Foote, with this award. I want to especially thank the Hartford Stage and Signature Theater Companies and their artistic directors, James Houghton and Michael Wilson, for not only providing a home for my father for the last 2 decades of his life, but for premiering this ambitious 3-part, 9-hour play. To the Andrew Mellon Foundation, who provided us with essential support, to the theaters, producers, and angels who supported and encouraged my father, especially David Richenthal and Darrell Roth, to an extraordinary creative team who over the last 12 years of my father's life gave his play such beautifully imagined productions, to an exceptional cast led by Bill Heck as Horace Robideau that devoted a year of their lives to create and transform themselves into the deeply personal 67 characters that make up my father's play. I just found this quote from my father the other day. He began to think about giving the Orphans Home Cycle a new form. Now, after all these years, I am reading my plays straight through for the first time in a long time. I see a pattern now in the whole, a pattern made clearer to me by different scholars and critics writing about the plays. I am in wonder that so clear a pattern seems to have emerged, since the plays were composed out of order and with no particular pattern in mind. The pattern, as I see it, is the search of the dispossessed. Horace, the homeless, seeking and finding a home. For me, the writer, I think the task is the old, reoccurring one I always seem to set myself, to find a sense of order in disorder, a shape to chaos. I just want to say one more thing. Michael Wilson always believed this could be done. He never wavered from the first day he began talking to my father about creating these plays. And I just want to thank you, Michael, for that.
Thank you all for coming. I want to thank all of my colleagues in the circle. I want to thank everyone who makes theater in New York for making theater in New York such a wonderful thing to write about. So thank you all, and we'll see you next year.